Hi guys, it's Marty here from letsbuildwp.com, and today I'm going to show you how to build your very own website step by step using WordPress. WordPress is used by people such as CNN and Forbes, UPS and eBay, Sony, Jay-Z and Katy Perry, just to name a few. Rather than just talking about how great WordPress is though, let's take a look at the website we're going to be building together. So this is the exact website we're going to be building today, step by step. I'm going to show you how to add your own logo and create this menu. I'm going to show you how to add this image slider to our home page, which will link to our various pages. I'm also going to show you how to add text and different pages, such as an about page, where we'll have some text and an image. Then we'll add a contact page as well, which will have an image, and then at the bottom we're going to have a contact form so our visitors can get in contact. Our visitors just need to fill out their name and their email address, their subject and their message. Then when they click send, it's going to be sent straight to us as an email. We're also going to be creating a blog on this website. So here if we click blog, we'll see our different blog posts. Then in our blog posts, we're going to have text. I'll also show you how to add images and these share buttons at the bottom. So if our visitors like the post, they can just click one of these share buttons and share it with their friends. Then underneath our blog posts, we'll also have the ability to leave a comment so people can tell us what they think of our different blog posts. The website itself is also going to be 100% mobile friendly, and what that means is if we resize this window, you'll see that the website changes and rearranges itself so it always looks good. This is what the website would look like if we were viewing it on a mobile phone. Then if we make it a little bit bigger, this is what it would look like on a tablet, such as an iPad. Then if we make it full screen, this is what it's going to look like on your laptop or PC. So if you're ready to start building this awesome website together, let's get started. Okay, so I've put together a checklist of things we're going to do today to get your website up and running and looking as good as that website we just saw. I'll also cover the cost of anything that isn't free. So the first thing we need to do is get web hosting for our new website. Web hosting is basically like a computer that's left on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with our website loaded onto it. This way people can gain access to our website even when our own computer is switched off. Web hosting is something we will require if we're going to run a website and will usually cost us around $8 to $10 a month. Only I am going to show you a way that will get you your first month hosting for only 1 penny. The next thing we need to do is register a domain name for our website. So a domain name is basically the title of our website with www before it and .com after it. So for example, Google's domain name would be www.google.com. Once again, a domain name is something we will require if we're going to run a website, and this will usually cost us around $12 or $13. Only we don't pay for our domain name once a month like our hosting, we pay for our domain name once a year. So we'll pay for our hosting every month and our domain name every year. Then the next thing we need to do is install WordPress, which lucky for us is totally free. Then the next thing we need to do is change our WordPress theme, which is going to change the entire look of our WordPress website. Then we're going to be customizing our theme a little bit to make it look more personalized. Then we're going to add our content, so this is things like our pages and posts, our images and text. Then we're going to install and activate a few different plugins, which are going to add extra functionality to our site, things like contact forms and social share buttons. Then we just need to change a few more settings and we'll be done. So as you can see, the only two things that are going to cost us any money are our web hosting and our domain name. And if you remember that I said I'm going to show you how to get your first month hosting for only 1 penny, that means the total cost to get started is going to be just over $13, which I personally think is pretty amazing, especially whenever I asked around and the lowest quote I got for a small WordPress website was $500. So to be able to get it up and running ourselves for just over 13 is pretty amazing. So if you're ready to get started, as we can see at the top of this list, the first two things we need to do are get web hosting and register a domain name. Lucky for us, we can get both of these at the same place, which is a website called hostgator.com. So you just want to go ahead and open up your internet browser and go to www.hostgator.com. Or alternatively, you can just click the link below this video. Then once we get here, we can just click where it says web hosting in the top left. Then click choose a plan in the middle, and that's going to show us the 3 different hosting plans that HostGator have to offer. To be totally honest with you, the business plan comes with a whole load of added extras you probably don't need at this time, so that really just leaves it between the hatchling plan and the baby plan. The only difference between these two plans is that the hatchling plan allows us one single domain, which is one website, and the baby plan allows us unlimited domains. So this means as many websites as we'd like. So if you're only going to have one website, I'd recommend you go for the hatchling plan. And if you're going to have more than one website, go for the baby plan. For me, I'm just going to go for the hatchling plan. And once you've decided which plan you're going to go for, just click underneath where it says sign up now. That's going to bring us to this page, and this is where we're going to register our new domain name for our website. So we just want to type whatever we want for our domain name into this box. So as this is just really a tutorial, I'm going to register a domain name which I'm going to use for another project of mine. So I'm going to register Martie's Udemy Tutorials, and I want it to be .com. So we can choose our domain extension using this drop down list on the right, and by domain extension I mean if you'd like your domain to end in .com, .net, or maybe something like .org. For me, I'm happy with the .com, so I'm just going to select that. And when we do, it's going to come up and hopefully say added primary. If it comes up and says that it's not available, that means someone else has already registered that domain and you're going to need to choose something else. Once you know your domain's available, underneath we have the option to purchase further domain extensions as well. So we could buy the .net or the .org as well as the .com. But for me, I'm just happy enough with the .com. If you want any of the other domains, just check the box beside each of the ones you want to purchase. Then underneath, we're going to see this box is automatically checked, which is for domain privacy protection. This does cost $12.95 per year, and I normally just uncheck this box. It is up to yourself whether you want it or not, but you can just have a read through this, and if you do want it, just keep the box checked. Then underneath, we're going to see it says choose a hosting plan, and here we just want to double check our package type is correct, so I choose the hatchling plan. So this is correct, and then we can choose our billing cycle. So it's automatically set for 36 months, but we can change this to be monthly, or maybe we want to pay for it every 6 months or every year. But as this is just for the tutorial, I'm going to set mine to monthly. Under that, we just need to choose a username and security pin for the site, so that's going to be for HostGator. Then underneath, it's just our general billing information, things like our email address, our name, and postal address. And on the right hand side, we can choose if we'd like to pay for our order by credit card or PayPal. I normally choose PayPal myself. Then underneath, we'll see here it says add additional services. And once again, you can just have a read through each of these and see if you want any of them. I normally just uncheck each of these boxes. Then under that, it says enter a coupon code, and you might see there's already a coupon code entered in here depending on what promotion they're running at the time. But as I promised you at the start of this video, I'm going to show you how to get your first month hosting with HostGator for only 1 penny. So instead of the coupon code that's entered in here, if there is one, you just want to instead type Martie's Coupon 1. So that's MARTIES, then the word coupon, and then the number 1. So that's all one word, Martie's Coupon 1. Then if we click validate, you'll see that we're now getting our first month hosting for only 1 penny. Now I do just want to quickly mention, they do occasionally change where this coupon section is. So if it's not above the review order details section, you just need to look around for it. Sometimes it's at the bottom of the screen and sometimes it's a little further up. But once you enter the coupon code, you'll see that your first month hosting is only 1 penny. We also get access to HostGator's 24/7 phone, live chat and email support for free, and they also have a 45-day money back guarantee. So you just want to check over everything here, and once you're happy, we can just check the box that says I've read and agreed to the terms of service, cancellation policy and privacy policy, and then just click checkout now. I'm going to pause this video for a second while I fill out my information above, and then I'll restart the video once I click checkout now. So if you're following along at home, if you just want to pause this video for a couple of minutes while you fill out your information above, you can just restart the video after you click checkout now. When we click checkout now, it's either going to bring us to a payment screen, which shows the payments being processed on our credit or debit card, or else it's going to bring us to PayPal to pay for our order. So I'm just going to pause this video for a couple of minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's me now back and I've finished paying for my order, and you'll either be on the home page or else a page saying thank you for your order. Either way, at this point we can just close HostGator and we're going to go to our email inbox, where we should find 2 new emails from HostGator. If they're not there right away, just wait a couple of minutes and refresh your inbox, and then you'll have these 2 emails. One says thank you for choosing HostGator and the other says your account info. Both of these emails are pretty important, so you just want to keep them safe, but for now we can just click into the one that says your account info. In this email we'll have a link to our control panel, our username and our password. So we just need to click on the link beside where it says your control panel, and that's going to open this cPanel login screen in a new window. Now we just need to copy and paste our username and password from this email into the cPanel login screen. When we do that, we can just click login, and this is us going to be logging into the HostGator cPanel where we're going to install WordPress. Once logged in, we can just scroll down to the bottom until we see the heading Software and Services. Now we just need to click where it says Quick Install. Then on the left hand side, under where it says Popular Installs, we can click WordPress. Then on the right hand side, we can just click Install WordPress, and using this drop down menu we can choose our domain name. There's a box to the right that says Install Path here. We just want to make sure this box is left blank. Then underneath we just need to enter our email address. Then for blog title, this is the title of our website, although we can change this later, so don't worry too much about it for now. So I'll just call it Martie Dread. Then admin user, this is what you're going to use to log into your WordPress site, and I suggest setting this to be maybe your first name or something, or maybe the word admin like I'm doing. The reason I'm saying this is sometimes the username, depending on which WordPress theme we're using, will actually show up in a few places on your website, mainly on blog posts. Then for first name and last name, that's pretty self-explanatory. And once we've entered in all this information, we can just click Install WordPress. This is just an advert which we can close, and we'll see that there's a loading bar at the top. WordPress will normally only take a few seconds, and it actually finished just as I was saying that, and it says your install is complete. At this point we can click the down pointing arrow on the right hand side beside where it says View Credentials. This is going to give us our link to our admin area, our username and our temporary password. So all we need to do is click the link under where it says admin area, and that's going to bring us to the login screen for our new website. Then we just need to copy and paste our username and password from this screen into the login screen. When we do that, we can just click login. This is us going to be logging into our WordPress website for the first time, and when we log into WordPress, we're brought into what's known as the dashboard. This is where we can make any changes or add any new pages to our website. The first thing I like to do after logging into WordPress for the first time is change my password, because it's very unlikely that I'm ever going to remember this one. So when we first log in, to change our password, we can just click where it says users on the left hand side. Then we can hover our mouse over our username and click edit. Then we just need to scroll down, and beside where it says new password, we can click the generate password button. It is going to generate us a new random password, but we can delete this and replace it with whatever we want. So my new password, I'll just type for now. And as you can see, if we choose a weak password, we do have to check this box that says confirm use of weak password. So I do recommend making it stronger than this, but I'm going to be changing this after, and it's just to show you. So once you've set your password, underneath we can just click update profile, and that's going to be the new password that you use for logging into your website. Then once our password's been updated, we can just click in the top left where it says dashboard, and that's going to bring us back to the dashboard homepage. We can see what our website looks like at the minute by clicking our site title at the top, and that'll bring us to our site. So this is what our website would look like if we were using the default theme, but we're going to make ours look a lot better than this. When we first install WordPress, it comes with a demo post that says hello world, and if we just click into this post, it has one line of text and one demo comment. This is just to show you what a post would look like if using this theme. If we look around for it, we'll also find a demo page, and it's just for the same thing. Along with the demo post and the demo page, there are also a few demo plugins as well. So before we start changing our website, we're going to delete the demo content. So to get back to the dashboard from our website, we just need to click our site title at the top. This grey bar running along the top is only visible to us when we're logged in. Our visitors aren't going to be able to see it. So we just click our site title at the top to go back to the dashboard. And to delete the demo post, we can just click where it says posts on the left hand side. Hover our mouse over where it says hello world, and then click trash. Then we can just do the same thing for our demo page by clicking pages on the left hand side, hovering our mouse over where it says sample page and clicking trash. This page here that says Ninja Forms preview page, this belongs to one of the demo plugins called Ninja Forms, but we're going to be uninstalling that now. So to uninstall plugins, on the left hand side we can just click where it says plugins. Then we can check the box beside where it says plugin to check all of these boxes. Then we can change this drop down menu to deactivate and then click apply. Then once we deactivate all of the plugins, we can just check the box again, change this drop down to delete and then click apply. It's going to ask us if we're sure we want to delete all of these plugins, and we can just click yes, delete these files and data. Then once we've deleted our plugins, we'll have a brand new fresh WordPress installation. So if we just click our website title at the top again to go back to our website, we'll see now that it says nothing found. So if we just open up the checklist from earlier, we've got our web hosting and we've registered our domain name. We've now installed WordPress, and the next thing we need to do is change our WordPress theme. So to change our theme, which is going to make our website look more like the one we were looking at earlier, we just need to head back over to our dashboard by clicking our site title at the top. Then on the left hand side we can click where it says appearance, and that's going to show us any of the themes that we have already installed. WordPress by default normally comes with 3 demo themes, and if you want to change to one of these themes, we can just hover over the theme and click activate. But we're going to be adding a new one, so up at the top just click where it says add new. From here we're going to see a list of all these different free themes that we can install on WordPress, and we can search through these by featured, popular or latest. Then there's also this search bar in the top right where we can search for new themes. So we're going to be searching for the theme GeneratePress, so GeneratePress, all one word, GeneratePress. When we type that in, it should be the first one here, and we just need to hover our mouse over it and click install. WordPress is going to download the theme automatically, and all we need to do is click activate. Once the theme's been activated, we can just click here at the top where it says visit site, and we'll see that the entire look of our website has changed. It's now looking a whole lot better and a whole lot closer to the end result that we're going for. It's one of the main things I love about WordPress is how fast you can change the look of your website. So now that we've installed the theme, we just need to change a few of the customization options, which we can do by clicking in the grey bar at the top where it says Customize. That's going to bring us to this screen, where on the left hand side we'll have a few different options, and then on the right hand side we'll see a live preview of our site. So if we click into the first one where it says Site Identity, here we'll see our site title and our tagline. The tagline is just the line of text that appears under our site title, where it normally says just another WordPress site. We can just delete it from this box and it'll disappear, or else we can change it by typing something else. So I'm just going to type learning WordPress with Martie. And as you can see, it's updated on the right hand side. We can also hide our tagline and our site title if we want, and replace it with a logo. To do that, we can just check these two boxes and then click Select Logo. Then we can click in the middle where it says Select Files, and now we're going to search for the image on our computer. So for me, I'm going to use this one. Once you find the image on your computer, you can just click on it and click Open. Then on the right hand side, we can add some title text and alternative text to our image for SEO. And in the bottom right, we can click Select. Depending on the size of your image, you may need to crop it, but if it's the right size, we can just click Skip Cropping. You'll see it appear here on the left, and then once it loads, you'll see it on the right in the live preview. If you are going to be using a logo instead of a site title and tagline, I would still recommend adding them, because this is what's going to show up in the searches whenever people search for your site. Once we're happy with everything here, we can just click Save and Publish up at the top to save our changes. Now if we click the back pointing arrow, we can click underneath where it says Layout to change these options. But I think it's better if we leave this section until we've added a little more content to our site so we can actually see the changes. So if you just want to click the back pointing arrow again, we can go into the next section, which is Colors. Then we just need to click Base Colors, and here we can change a few of the different site colors. So we can change the background color if we like, and we'll see that it changes in the live preview. And if we don't like any of the changes, we can just click Default to bring it back to the original color. Then we can change our text color in the same way. So if I wanted to make it say purple, then once again we can just click Default. Link color, this is going to be clickable links, like here where it says Get Started. This is a clickable link. So we can change the link color, then the color of the link when we hover on it. So here, if we hover over it, so we'll change this to say yellow for the example. If we hover over this link, it's going to change to yellow. And then link color visited, this is just the color of the link whenever someone's already clicked on it. So if they see a link that they've already clicked on before, it's going to be whatever color you set this to. Now I'm just going to leave all the site colors as default, but that's how you change the colors of your site. Then once you're happy with the site colors, we just need to click Save and Publish up at the top. Then we can click the back pointing arrow, then click it once more, and we can go into the next section, which is typography. So here we're able to change the font of our site, and this feature isn't actually found on that many WordPress themes, so it's a pretty good bonus of using this theme. So here we have a list of all these different free fonts, and we just need to click on them, and as you'll see on the right hand side, the font's entirely changed. So you can just click through these, there are tons of them, and find one that you like. I'm just going to put it back to Open Sans, which is the original. Then here, font weight, this is just if you want to make the text thicker. Then text transform, we can change all of our text to be uppercase or lowercase, or a capital letter at the start of each word. I'm just going to leave everything as it is. Underneath, you can also change the font size. So if you wanted to make it massive, you could just put this right up to the end. I'm going to put it back to the original though, which is 17. Once you're happy with your font, you can just click Save and Publish at the top. Then if we click the back pointing arrow, we'll see there are 3 other options: menus, blog, and widgets. We're going to leave these for now, but we will be changing them soon. So that's us finished in the customize options for now, but we will be coming back later to change the layout, and then we'll also be adding menus and widgets and things like that. So just make sure you save your changes, and then we can click the X in the top left, and that's going to bring us to our site where we'll see any changes that we've made. Now, I didn't make any changes, I put everything back to default, but if you've changed anything, you'll see it here. Now we're going to move on to adding pages to our site. So we just need to head back to our dashboard by clicking our site title at the top. Then on the left hand side, click Pages, and then up at the top, click Add New. And that's going to bring us into the main page editor where we can add text and images to our new page. So the first thing we're going to want to do is just give our page a title at the top. And the first page I'm going to be adding is my About Me page. So I'm just going to type About Me and then click into the main content area underneath. And here we can just type any text that we're wanting to appear on our page. And using these options at the top, we can change the text to be bold or italics. We can also add bullet points and things like that. We can also add text headings by using this drop-down menu here, and we can make the text into a larger heading. If you don't see this second row of icons, you do just need to click the icon on the far right, and that's going to open up the second menu. And there are a few other options as well, all similar to something like Microsoft Word. To save some time in this tutorial, I'm just going to paste some text in here, but this is where you would type any text that you want on your About page. Then once we've typed our text and we're happy with that, we can add an image to our page. So I'm going to be adding an image in the top left with the text wrapped around it. So to do that, we can just click at the start of our text, and up at the top, click Add Media. Now we just need to click Select Files in the middle, or if we're in the media library, so if you see this screen, you just need to click Upload Files and then Select Files. So this is my image here. I'm just going to click on it and then click Open. So once you've selected your image, you can just add your text and alternative text for SEO. And then if we scroll down, we can also change alignment, link to, and size. Now if we just leave all of these as is, we can change them in the editor as well. So just click Insert into Page, and you'll see the image appear here in the main preview. As you can see, the text is appearing underneath the image. So to make the text wrap around the image, we just click on the image itself and then align it left. As you can see now, the text is wrapping around the image, but the image is still a little big. So to make the image smaller or bigger, we can just click on the image and then drag the corners in or out. Once we're happy with how it looks in the editor, we can just click Preview here on the right hand side to make sure that it looks good when it's live on our site. So say I wanted it a little bit bigger than this, we can just close the preview, click on the image again, drag the square out slightly, and then preview the page again. I think that looks a lot better. Obviously this is still not a great page. I'm just trying to show you all the different options and trying to make this video not take forever. So once you've added your text and your image and your title, we can just close the preview and then publish our new page by clicking Publish on the right hand side. If we're not quite ready to publish it yet, we can save it as a draft, and then whenever we click into our Pages menu, we'll see it saved as a draft. I'm happy enough with this for now, so I'm just going to click Publish. Once we click Publish, it is going to be live on our new site, and we can just click at the top where it says View Page. So now we can see our title, our image, and our text. You'll also notice that this menu's appeared as well, and that's because we've added our first page. And this is really what I wanted to appear before we started changing the layout options in Customize, but we'll go back to that in a little while. Once we're happy with our About page, The next page I think we should add would be our contact page. So we can just head back over to our dashboard, click Pages on the left hand side, and then click Add New up at the top. And if you saved your page as a draft, this is where it's going to be. So just click Add New at the top, and then we can give our page a title. So I'm just going to call it Contact Me. You can obviously call it Contact Us or Contact, whatever you want. I'm just going to call it Contact Me. And then once again, I'm just going to paste some text into the main content area. Then I'm going to add an image, only this time instead of the image appearing in the corner, I want it to appear as a banner at the top of the page. So to do that, once again, we just click at the start of the text, click Add Media at the top, Upload Files, and select Files. This is the image I'm going to be using here. Once you click on it, just click Open. We can add our title and alternative text for SEO and change these options if we like. I'm just going to click Insert into Page, and as you can see, it now takes up the full top of the page editor with my text underneath. We are going to come back in a little while and add a contact form to this page as well. So this would maybe be the page where you would write, something like, if you want to get in contact. In fact, I'll just delete this text and we'll make it a bit better. So, if you want to get in contact with me, just fill out the form below and I will get back to you. Then you could also maybe add your phone number or any other ways that people might be able to get in contact. But we are going to come back and add a form to this page as well. For now, we'll just publish the page. So just click Publish on the right hand side once you're happy with your contact page. And once again, we can click View Page. So as you can see, the image now appears at the top like a banner. Then we have our text, and underneath we're going to be adding our form. Now the next page we're going to be adding is where our blog posts will appear. So we don't have to add any text or images to this page. It's just going to be a blank page called blog or my blog or something like that. To save time when adding multiple pages, we don't always have to go back to the dashboard. We can actually just hover over where it says Add New at the top and click Page. That's going to bring us into the page editor, just like if we clicked Pages and then Add New. So as I said, this page is going to be for our blog, so we just really need to call it blog or something like that, and then publish the page. We are going to assign this page to be our blog page, and then when we start adding our posts, they will appear on this page. We're going to basically do the same thing for our home page for now, only we are going to come back and add an image slider and some text to our home page later. So just once more, just click Add New up at the top, and then we can call this page Home. Once we give it a title, just scroll down and click Publish on the right hand side. And now when we visit our site by clicking our site title at the top, we'll see that we have an About page, a Contact page, a Blog page, and a Home page. Now these are all out of order, but we are going to be creating a custom menu so we can put them into the order we like. Before we do that though, we're just going to assign our home page and our blog page. To do that, we can just click where it says Customize at the top, and then on the left hand side, click Set Front Page. Now we can change front page from your latest posts to a static page, and that's going to show these two drop down menus. For front page, we're going to select our home page, and for posts page, we're going to select our blog page. Now on the right hand side in the preview, you'll see that we're on the blog page and it says Nothing Found. This is because we haven't added any posts yet. Then when we click our logo, which actually always brings you back to the home page, we'll see that we're on our new page called Home. Once we've assigned our home page and our blog page, we can just click Save and Publish up at the top, and then the X in the top left to go back to our site. So now we're on the home page, we have our blog page, we have our contact page with an image and some text, and we will be adding a form soon. And then we have our About page, which also has image and text. So the next thing we need to do is just create a custom menu so we can change the order of these pages. It's pretty likely that you'd prefer the home page to be at the start and maybe the contact page at the end. So to create a custom menu on WordPress, once again we just need to go back to our dashboard. Then on the left hand side we can click where it says Appearance, and under that click Menus. So when we get here, the first thing we need to do is give our menu a name. So I'm just going to call this Main Menu 1. Then on the right hand side we can click Create Menu. Now on the left hand side we'll see a list of our different pages, and we can also click here to see posts. Once we start adding blog posts, they will appear here. We can also add custom links to our menu and categories. If for whatever reason you don't see one of these boxes appearing here, we can just click Screen Options up at the top and make sure the box beside it's checked. Then to add our pages to our menu, we just need to click where it says Pages. Then we can check the box beside each one of our pages in the list and click Add to Menu. When we do that, we're going to see them appear here on the right hand side. And the order of this list is from top to bottom, will be from left to right when we add it to the menu. So to have our home page at the start of our menu, we just want to make sure it's at the top of this list. Then say I wanted to move my contact page to be at the end, we just need to click and drag it into position. So we can just click and drag each of these into the position we want them. Then when we're happy with the order of our menu, we can just check the box beside where it says Primary Menu to assign the menu, and then click Save. Once our menu's been saved and assigned, we can visit our site by clicking our site title at the top, and we'll see that our new menu is live on our site. So my home page is at the start, my Contact Me page is at the end. So that's how to create a custom menu. One thing you might notice though is, for an example, on the Contact Me page, it looks a bit weird having the title and the image. So for pages like this, I'm going to show you how to hide page titles. So instead, the page title won't show up and the image will move up right to the top of the page. To do this, we just need to install a plugin. So we can head back over to our dashboard. Then on the left hand side, click Plugins, and then up at the top, click Add New. So just like with themes, there are tons of different plugins that we can install for free through WordPress, and we can filter them by featured, popular, or recommended. Then on the right hand side, there's also a search bar if we know the name of the plugin we're going to be installing. So for now, we just want to type the words title remover into this box and then hit return on our keyboard to search. The first plugin in the list should be by Brittany Internet Services, and we just need to click here where it says install now. WordPress is going to install the plugin instantly, and we just need to click activate plugin. Then once the plugin's been activated, we can just head over to our site and decide which pages we're wanting to hide the title for. So for me, it's going to be the home page, which I would suggest hiding the title for yourself. Then my contact page, because I have this image. I'm happy enough with it being on my About Me page. And there's nothing on my blog page yet anyway, so we'll see if the title shows up, and if it does, we can remove it. But I don't think it does show up on our blog page. So to remove the title from our home page, we just need to visit the page, then click up at the top where it says Edit Page. Now if we scroll down on the right hand side, we'll see it says Hide Title, and we just need to check this box and then update our page. Now when we view our page, we'll see that the title's been removed. Now it hasn't been totally removed, it's more just been hidden, so it will still show up for searches and things like that. Then we can do the same for our contact page or any other pages. Just click into the page, up at the top click Edit Page, scroll down, and on the right hand side check the box under Hide Title. Then when we update the page and view the page, the title's going to be hidden. And as you can see, the image is moved up a little and it's looking a lot neater. So now that we've done that, if we just look up at the top where our domain name is, we'll see that I'm on the contact page and it says /contact me. That's the title of the page. Same for my About Me page, it says About Me. There is a possibility that instead of this showing up for you, it's actually showing some random coding. To change this, which is known as our permalinks, we just need to head back over to our dashboard. On the left hand side, we just need to click Settings, and then under that we can click Permalinks. As you can see, mine are set to post name, but you might find sometimes it's set to custom structure, sometimes it's set to day and name. It really just depends. I'm not actually sure what causes this or what sort of decides what you get, but if it's not showing your post name, you just need to select that here, then scroll down to the bottom and click Save Changes. Then when you visit any of the pages on your site, you will see the title of the page after the domain. So I just wanted to cover that in case yours is showing up as some random coding, because it looks a lot better when it's the name of the page. Also, the search engines will understand more what the page is. So now that we've updated our permalinks and we've added content to our site, I think it's time to go back to the customize options and we can change the layout of our theme. So just click Customize up at the top, and then on the left hand side click Layout. So for container width, we're just going to leave this alone. Header width, we're going to change this from full to contained. Now we're not going to see anything change in the preview, but you might have noticed already that the white background in the header was actually larger and took up more space than the white background of the main page. When we change it to be contained, it's going to make it look a lot neater. Then header alignment, we can change where our logo is going to be, so we could have it be in the center if we prefer, or maybe over to the right. But the way I had the example site set up at the start of this was I had this set over to the left, so the header set to the left. Then navigation position, which you'll see here, I had changed to float right. As you can see, it changes the entire look of the site and in my opinion makes it look a lot better. But if you did want, you could change, say, the header alignment to be on the right and then the navigation to be on the left. You know, it's really just up to yourself what you think looks better, but I'm just going to change it back because I like the way the example site looked. So you just want a header alignment left and navigation position float right. Then underneath, where it says navigation search, we just want to enable this, and we'll see the little magnifying glass appear here in the top right, and when we click on this, it turns the whole menu into a search bar, so people can type what they're looking for in here, then hit return on their keyboard, and if we have something on the subject on our site, it'll come up for them. They could type things like contact and it will bring up the contact page and things like that. Then underneath, we're going to change footer widgets to 0, because until you've started adding quite a lot of content to your site, you're really going to have nothing to fill the footer widgets with. I'll explain quickly what they are. You've probably noticed at the bottom of your site, there's this. We can add things like menus and images and things like that in here, same as with this sidebar, and I'll be covering how to do it soon, but until you've got enough content really to fill everything, I would just set this to 0. That's going to make them completely disappear. Then you'll just have the widgets in the sidebar. So that's what these are called, widgets, and we'll be covering that soon. But for now, just set footer widgets to 0, and then back to top button. If we enable this, it means that this little up pointing arrow appears in the bottom right, and if we scroll to the bottom of a page, we can click this and it'll scroll us right back to the top. It's pretty good if you're going to have quite long pages on your site, but for this I'm just going to disable it. So that's us now done with these layout options. We can just scroll up to the top and click Save and Publish. Then we can click the X in the top left, and we'll see how our site looks now. So if you just look at the header, it now stops where the page stops on either side. But it did used to go right the way to either side, and it made it look a little off. So now that we've changed the layout options, we're going to be adding our contact form to our contact page. This way our visitors will be able to fill out their name, email address, and then send us a message. It's then going to be sent to us as an email. So to do that, we're just going to install another plugin. So we just need to head back over to our dashboard, and on the left hand side, click Plugins. Now up at the top, just click Add New, and in the search bar in the top right, type the words Contact Form and then the number 7. Then when we hit return on our keyboard to search, it should be this first one. Just like before, we just need to click Install Now and then activate the plugin. When we do that, you'll see on the left hand side we now have Contact, and we can just click here to set up our form. And one real cool feature of the Contact Form 7 plugin is that it actually comes with a contact form already set up for us, which is going to ask for our user's name, their email address, the subject of their message, and then their message. Now we can edit the form if we want it to be different by clicking Edit, but I'm not going to cover that in this tutorial. If you do want to edit the contact form, just do a quick search here on YouTube for how to edit Contact Form 7, and there are a ton of different tutorials. But to use the standard one, which is pretty universal, all we need to do is just copy this, which is known as the shortcode. So under where it says shortcode, just click into this box, right click and copy all of the code. This is what's going to represent the contact form when we add it to our page. So once we've copied the shortcode, we can just head back over to our site, click Contact in the menu, and then click Edit Page up at the top. Now we just want to decide where we're going to add the form to. So for me, it's going to be after this line of text. So I can just click my mouse at the end of the line of text, hit return on my keyboard, and then paste in the contact form shortcode. Once we do that, all we need to do is update the page. And now when we view the page and scroll down, we'll see that the contact form is live on our site. It looks pretty awesome too. So there's the name, email, subject, message, and then the send button. So that looks pretty awesome. That's our contact page sorted. Now we're going to move on to adding content to our home page, which is totally blank at the moment. And then we'll start adding blog posts to our blog. So on the home page, in the example site, there was an image slider at the top, and a few of the images linked to different pages on our site, and then underneath there was some text. So WordPress doesn't come with an image slider by default, we just need to install another plugin for this. So we just head back over to our dashboard, click Plugins on the left, Add New up at the top, and then in the search bar in the top right, we're going to type the words Meta Slider. So that's M-E-T-A and then the word slider. Then just hit return on our keyboard to search, and it should be this first one by Matcha Labs. So we just click Install Now, and then activate the plugin. Then on the left hand side at the bottom, we'll see it now says Meta Slider. We can just click in here, and up at the top, click Create Your First Slideshow. Then to add images to our new slider, we just need to click up at the top where it says Add Slide. Then here we can click Upload Files, select Files, and then search for the images on our computer. I'm going to be adding these 4 images to my slider in this example, and I got these 4 images for free from a website called pixabay.com. That's Pixabay.com. So if you don't have any images for your slider yet, that might be somewhere to check out. We can select all the images we want to add to our slider at the same time, and then just click Open in the bottom right. Then once our images have loaded, we can just click Add to Slider in the bottom right. We're then going to see our images appear in the middle in a list. We can click Save and Preview in the top right, and that's going to show us what our slider is going to look like. And we can use these arrows on either side of the images, or these dots at the bottom, to navigate through the images. As you can see, this one's cut off a little, and you can't see this guy's head. So we're going to need to make the slider a little bit taller if this is the case. So we can just click this X in the bottom right to close this preview. And then here where it says height, we could just change this to say 400. Then if we click save and preview and go to that image, we can see that now the image looks a lot better. There are also a few other options here on the right hand side as well, such as effect. Then theme we can't actually change unless we upgrade the plugin, but underneath we can choose if we want the arrows to show up and the dots. So I'm going to remove the arrows and keep the dots in this example. Then underneath, if we just scroll down and click here where it says advanced settings to expand the box, we also just want to check the box beside where it says stretch and the one beside where it says center align. This is going to make sure our slider looks great when we put it on our home page. We can just leave everything else as it is unless you want to change any of these settings. But I'm just going to close the advanced settings options, and now we can add any text that we want to overlay over each of our images. So say this first image, I wanted it to say get in contact on the image and then link it to my contact form. All I need to do is type get in contact for the caption, and then for URL we just need to enter the URL for our contact page. So the best way to do this is just open up our website again in a new window and then visit our contact page. Then we can just copy and paste the URL from the top bar into here where it says URL. Then on the right hand side we could check this box if we wanted it to open in a new window, but really we would only do that if linking to another site. So I'll just leave that unchecked. And now if we click save and preview, we'll see that the first image now says get in contact at the bottom, and if our visitor clicks on the image it's going to bring them to our contact page. We can do the same for any of our other images. So say I wanted to link this one to my blog, I can just type something like check out our awesome blog posts. And then for URL, I just need to copy and paste in the URL for my blog page. We don't have any blog posts added yet, but we're going to be adding them soon. So we can just paste that in here. Now when we save and preview the slider and go to that image, we'll see that it says check out our awesome blog posts, and once again the image will be a clickable link. Then we can also add title text and alternative text for each of our images by changing this from general to SEO. We just need to enter these in here. Then for crop, we can leave this alone. Once we're happy with our slider, we can just click save or save and preview if you want to double check it. And then to add it to our home page, all we need to do is scroll down and copy this shortcode. So it's basically the same as the contact form. We just need to copy this little bit of code that says meta slider ID equals and then a number. We just need to highlight this, right click and copy, and now we can head over to our home page to add our new slider. So we just need to click our site title at the top, then click edit page up at the top, and now we can just paste our slider into the main content area. Now if we update our page and visit our home page, we'll see that our new slider is live on our site. Then when we click on one of the linked photos, it's going to bring us to that page. So by adding a slider to our site, you can already see that our website looks a whole lot better. It looks a lot more professional when we add some images to it. And once again, that website I got the images from is pixabay.com. So now that we've got our slider looking awesome and linked to a few of our different pages, the next thing we're going to do is add some text to our home page underneath the slider. So to do that, we just need to click edit page up at the top to get into the page editor. Then we can just take a new line after our slider and add any text or headings that we want to add. So in the example, I had who are we as a header and then some text underneath it. So I'm just going to paste in a paragraph of random text. Then I'm going to change who are we from paragraph to heading 2. Then I'm going to do the same thing again, only I'm going to type what we do as the header. Then just paste in my random text again. Change this from paragraph to heading 2. And now whenever we update our page and view the page, our home page is now looking a whole lot better. So now that we've got our home page looking awesome, the next thing we're going to do is start adding blog posts to our blog. The awesome thing about this is it's basically just like adding pages. The only difference is at the start we click posts instead of pages. So we just need to head over to our dashboard by clicking our site title at the top. Then on the left hand side click posts, and up at the top click add new. And that's going to bring us into the post editor, which is almost exactly the same as the page editor. We can just enter our title into this top box. So I'm going to call this my first blog post. Then we can add any text that we're wanting to appear on our post. So I'm just going to use the same text I used on my home page to save time in this example. We can also add heading text and make our text bold and italics. It's all basically exactly the same as with pages. Then once we're happy with our post, we can also add images by clicking the Add Media button at the top. We can choose from our media library or else upload a new file. I'm just going to use one I used in my slider. Then in the bottom right we can change the options or add our title text or alternative text for SEO. Once again, we can change these options in the main post editor, so we can just click Insert into Post. Then we can preview our post to make sure it all looks good. And when we're happy with everything, we can just publish our new post. Now if you scroll down underneath the main content area, you'll see it says discussion, and there'll be these two boxes that are checked. This is to allow a comments box underneath our post, and if we just preview the post again and scroll down to the bottom, we'll see that this comments box is at the bottom and it says leave a comment. If you want to remove the comments option from your post, you just need to uncheck these two boxes. And if the discussion box isn't showing up here, we just need to scroll up to the top and click Screen Options. Then we can check the box beside where it says discussion, and these two options are going to show up at the bottom. Once we're happy with our post, we can just publish it, and that's it going to be live on our site. Now when we visit our website and click blog in the menu at the top, we'll see our blog post. So that's literally how easy it is to add blog posts on WordPress. And to change it so our site only shows a summary of the blog post instead of the full blog post when someone clicks blog at the top, we just need to click Customize here in the top bar, then Blog, and then we can change this from Show Full Post to Show Excerpt. Then we're going to see on the right hand side that instead of showing the full post, it just shows a small summary and the title. This way when we add multiple blog posts to our site, it's going to look a lot neater. Then we can just click Save and Publish up at the top, and the X in the top left to go back to our site. Then we can just keep repeating the same process to add more blog posts to our site. So now that we know how to add blog posts to our website, there are only really two more things we need to do before we're finished. They are add social share buttons and change our site's sidebar. To add social share buttons to our site, we just need to install another free plugin. So we can just head back over to our dashboard. Then on the left hand side, click Plugins, and up at the top, click Add New. Now this time in the search bar in the top right, we're going to type Simple Share Buttons Adder. Simple Share Buttons Adder. It's quite long, but it's a very good plugin. So once we type that in, we just hit return on our keyboard to search, and it should be this top one by Simple Share Buttons. We just need to click Install Now, and then activate the plugin. Once the plugin's been installed and activated, we just need to click on the left hand side where it says Settings, then underneath where it says Share Buttons, and here we can set up the share buttons for our site. Under locations, we can choose where we would like the share buttons to appear. I would recommend setting this for posts and maybe for your home page as well. I'm just going to leave it as posts. Then placement. This is if we want the share buttons to appear before our content, after our content, or both. I'm going to set mine to after. Then share text. This is if we want any text to appear by our share buttons. I'm going to delete the text, but it's up to yourself if you want to add some. Then where it says networks underneath, this is where we can choose which share buttons we want to add. So by default we have Facebook, Google+, Twitter and LinkedIn. Say we also wanted to add Tumblr and Pinterest, we just need to drag them down into the second row. There are also other options like Dig, Email, Print, Reddit and a few other ones that I've never seen. Once we're happy with the icons we're going to be showing, we can just click this Save icon in the top right to save our settings. Then we're going to scroll up to the top and click here where it says Styling. Now here under Image Set, we can choose which type of share buttons we'd like to use. Now it doesn't actually show us what each of these look like, but in my opinion, after testing each of them, the best one for this theme is Simple. Then button size, we're going to set to 55 and alignment to center. You can play around with all of these different options and see what the share buttons look like and change them around to make them more suited. But I sort of messed around with it for a little while before recording this video, and these seem to be the best options for this theme. Then underneath, if we decided to add text, we can change the color, the font, the size, and the placement. As I didn't add any text, I'm not going to change these, but you might want to change them yourself. Then once we're happy with our styling options, we can just click Save again in the top right, and everything else here we can just leave alone. Now if we visit our site and click into one of our blog posts, if we scroll down to the bottom, we'll see our share buttons are now appearing at the bottom of our post. Now if one of our visitors like the post, they can click on one of these various share buttons and they'll be prompted to share it on that social channel. This is a really powerful method of getting more people to see your site, which will turn into more traffic to your website. And every time we add a new post, these share buttons will appear at the bottom. So now that we've added our share buttons to our blog posts, we're going to change our sidebar, which appears on the right hand side of every one of our pages and every one of our posts. We change the sidebar by using what are known as WordPress widgets, and we access these from our dashboard. So we just click our site title at the top to go back to our dashboard. On the left hand side we click Appearance, and then under that click Widgets. Then here on the right hand side it says Right Sidebar, and there are a few different boxes. We can click into each one of these boxes, and each one of these represent the widgets in our sidebar. For now we're just going to delete all of the widgets that appear in here already by clicking Delete underneath each one of them. Then on the left hand side we're going to have a list of all the different widgets that we can drag into place. We just need to click and drag them into the sidebar to add them to the sidebar. So in this example I'm going to be adding a search bar, which we can give a title if we want, but I'm going to leave it as is and just click Save. Then under the search bar I'd like a list of my recent blog posts. To do that we can just click and drag the recent posts widget into place. Then we can give it a title. So for this one I'm going to call it My New Posts, and then click Save. We can choose if we'd like to show more or less posts, and then check this box if we'd like to display the post date. Once we're happy with these widgets and we've saved them, we can head back over to our site and we'll see that our sidebar has changed. Now instead of all the different widgets that were there, we just have a list of our newest posts and our search bar. The search bar is basically exactly the same as the search function in the menu, and it can be used to search for different content on our site. So if I was to type my first blog post into this search bar and click search, we'll see my first blog post in the search results. Then our list of newest posts, obviously because I've only added one post, there's only one thing here, but all of our newest posts will appear in this list when we start adding them. Then the last thing we're going to add to our sidebar is our social share buttons. So to do that, we just need to head back over to our widget areas by clicking Appearance on the left and then underneath clicking Widgets. Now if we scroll down, we'll see that the Simple Share Buttons Adder plugin has also added this widget. So we can just click and drag this into position in our sidebar, and if we want, we can give it a title. Once again, I'm just going to delete the title and then save my changes. Now we can just click and drag the share buttons to the top of our sidebar, and that means they're going to appear above the search bar. By default, the share buttons are set up to share the page or post that the person's on when they click the share button. But if you wanted them to share a specific page on your website, you could just enter the URL in here. Then once we're happy, we just need to make sure that we save our changes. And now when we visit our site, we'll see our new social share buttons are in place on our sidebar. If we wanted to make our share buttons 3 by 2 instead of 2 by 3, we just need to change the size back in the share buttons options. So we can just head back to our dashboard. Then on the left hand side, click where it says settings and then click share buttons underneath. Then if we click where it says styling, we can change button size to say 45 and then click save in the top right. Now when we visit our site, we'll see that our social share buttons are looking a lot better. I kind of did this on purpose when I told you to set them to 55, because I wanted you to realize that occasionally when you set them up, they're not going to look right, and you will just need to play around with the size to get them to look good. So there's just one last thing I want to cover before we're finished, and that's how to make our sidebar widgets scroll with the page. Because we don't have very much content added to our website, our sidebar looks a little empty. So we can make the sidebar widgets what's known as sticky, and this means that when we scroll the page, no matter where we are on the page, the sidebar widgets will stay in view. So to do this, we just need to quickly install a plugin. So we can just head over to our dashboard. Then on the left hand side, we can click Plugins, and up at the top, click Add New. Now we just need to type the words sticky widget into the search bar. Then we can just hit search on our keyboard, and the one we're wanting to install is this one here, Q2W3 fixed widget. Once we find this one, we can just click install now and then activate the plugin. Once the plugin's been activated, we can just head over to our widget areas by clicking where it says appearance on the left and then underneath clicking widgets. Now under the right sidebar, we can just expand each of the 3 widgets we've added and check the box beside where it now says fixed widget. We just need to save each of the widgets after doing that. And now when we visit our site and we scroll down, we'll see that the sidebar widgets now scroll with the page. I think that looks a lot better. Then once you add a little more content to your site, you can change your sidebar. But I think everything's looking pretty good. And now the only thing left to do is congratulate yourself because you just finished building your very own website using WordPress. We've got our home page looking awesome with our image slider that links to different pages. We have our text on our home page that says who we are and what we do. We have our sidebar looking awesome and it's sticky as well. We have our social share buttons and our menu looking great. We have our about page with image and text. We have our contact page with image, text and a contact form so our visitors can fill out their name, email address, the subject of their message and then their message. Then when they click send, it's going to be sent straight to us as an email. We also have our logo in place and this search icon in the top right, which turns our menu into a search bar. We have our blog with our blog posts. Then when we click into our posts, we have share buttons at the bottom, and we have these comment boxes underneath. The website's also 100% mobile friendly by default, so we don't need to do anything to activate the responsive part of our site. That's built into the theme. So our website's now looking and acting just the way it should, and I hope you love it. So that's us now at the end of this tutorial video. I hope you found it useful, and if you did, please give it a like here on YouTube to show your support. I'd also love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I release WordPress tutorials every week, which will show you how to further customize your new website. Once again, my name's Marty from letsbuildwp.com, and thank you very much for watching my video.